So I was gonna do a vinyl collection myself, but these are all the ones I have, and these are all the ones that you have.
That's right.
So we're gonna do a combined vinyl collection, because you can definitely fill out the space a little more. The ones that I have mean a lot to me. I try not to get any that like don't mean anything. I try to have a little story with each of them. So we're gonna go over everything. We're gonna see just kind of what we got. Learn a little bit about each other.
Yes.
First up, I got the Twigs LP1 record. Scary and amazing cover. This blue, everything that's happening here is so striking. I haven't seen like this color used a lot in any album cover. LP1 is amazing. I think I honestly might prefer it a little over Magdalene, but it's so close.
I like this finish on it. It's like very rich. It doesn't feel cheap.
It's very silky.
Yes.
Very silky.
It's very nice. I'm gonna start with snubbed album of the year 2023 Grammys, Renaissance by Beyonce.
What is that alt cover called?
This is an alternate cover from the Beyonce website. I pre-ordered it when the album was put up for pre-sale, and they didn't even reveal what the cover was like, so I was taking a shot in the dark and hoping it looked cool, and it does. But it's very pretty on the inside, and I don't know if I think it's black disc, I think it's standard. I don't remember. But, you know, it's got like these cool pictures. Yeah, it's a standard black vinyl. I love this Coldplay album. This is one of the first vinyls I ever bought. It's called A Rush of Blood to the Head, and this is when Coldplay made really good music. Not that they don't anymore, but this is like the type of Coldplay I prefer. It's really for the music, no fun interior design.
I have Arular, M.I.A.'s first album from 2005. This is one of the only 10 out of 10 albums I would say that I know of. I think it just fits perfect with what I like.
And what is that? Like what is it that you like?
I just think it's lyrical while still being so catchy and having a sound of its own in a world of its own. And like an unapologetic personality. It's all like this in the inside. It's a standard black vinyl too, but this album is so good. When I first listened to it, I thought it was like it could have came out yesterday.
Hold the Girl.
Interesting.
By Rina Sawayama. Very interesting cover. It's gotten some heat. Rina Sawayama went to the school of Lady Gaga. I know she's a big fan of her, and I am too. We'll get into that later. But she just knows how to serve constantly. She's giving looks. She gives good music. She's a performer.
I know people don't love that album, especially compared to Sawayama. What do you think about it? Because I only listened to the first couple tracks.
I think it didn't age as well as Sawayama, but it's still got some decent tracks on here. Everybody likes to shit on Catch Me in the Air, but she sang that as like a surprise song at one of the shows I went to go see her at, and it was so good. I was like, this is a banger. Something more modern. I have Guts.
Guts.
By
Interesting.
Rodrigo.
Where'd you get this?
This, I don't know. I got this as a gift from my boyfriend. Underrated. Hot take. Better than Sour.
I think it's
Hot
better
take.
than Sour too. Yeah.
Overall quality is just better, and this is a purple vinyl, I believe.
Ooh. It looks like soap.
Yes. It looks like the soap you'd find in your grandma's house. That was like really like dried up on the soap bar.
Is that the alt right there? Or is that Sour?
This is the alt.
Okay, let's talk about that.
This is Sour alt. I think this is such a better cover. It's the Target exclusive alternate cover. Pretty standard teenage girl-ish interior design.
I got Charli.
Oh baby.
This album has been through a lot. You can see it kind of had it cut up on the sides, and you might notice on all these, I have these command strips on here because that's how I hang them on the wall. I know that's probably not the best way or safest way, but they can come out pretty easy. They can come out and not leave a mark, but this is one of her best albums. It is spectacular. I remember when she announced it and it was like, hey, it's gonna come out in like 9 months, and I was like, fuck. I had to wait so long for this. The vinyl is clear with a little pink in there. It looks like a little nipple.
I think this is the album I would recommend to people if they wanted to listen to her for the first time.
Interesting. I'll still do Pop 2. I think it's a little more.
I think Pop 2 is a little more risky for people that are like kind of scared. I think this is a good benchmark.
Okay, I understand that. I think it depends on the person you're trying to give it to.
Yes. Fiona Apple.
Oh, it looks good.
This is the Idler Wheel. This album is really, I don't know, it's my favorite Fiona album. A lot of people don't agree with me. I'm okay with that. I think this album's cool. I don't really know a lot about Fiona Apple, I'll say that. I just really enjoyed this album, and I was like, I want to own this on vinyl. Because it was one of those albums that I could listen to like front to back, and it's not like an easy listen. I don't think it's ever an easy listen with Fiona Apple, and that's fine. I think she brings something really interesting to the table, And I think it's made very well. It's like good quality. Like you feel that.
Yeah, I could tell. Oh yeah, it's textured.
It's got like the covers, like textured parts are like textured with like a different kind of like gloss finish.
If I was a child, I'd be like touching this.
Yes.
Playing with it. Billie Eilish.
When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? A lot of people own this. This is a very popular record. There's no like, it's just the cover.
It's like Donda.
Yeah, and it's yellow.
What the f? Ooh, that is like a soapy yellow too. That is nice.
It's really nice.
That's sexy.
Yeah, there's a glow in the dark one that they sell at Target.
Oh, gross.
It's not good. Don't ever get a glow in the dark vinyl.
It probably aren't they.
They ruin your needles.
Yeah.
I've heard they just aren't in good quality. I had a friend that has the glow in the dark Billie vinyl, and he was like, "It sounds like." Shit. And now that we're here, let's talk about this underrated gem, Happier Than Ever. I don't know if I like it better than When We All Fall Asleep. Where Do We Go? But awesome sophomore album.
I've never listened.
You've never listened?
No.
I think you'd like this. It's a bit more like.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but I think you'd understand. What
I would understand.
Only he would.
Yeah.
But it's about like just growing up and being famous and just not being what you expected. It's really nice design, and this is also like a yellow.
Oh my
disc,
god.
But it's more like a peachy skin tone. And I like to get the disc that reflects the vibe of the album best. Like I don't like that my other Billie one is yellow, but I love that this one is peach because it goes with the album better.
Ah, yes. This is an alt cover. I think it was for Record Store Day for Dawn FM. I really like Dawn FM. I think it's a little underrated. Great driving at night. We just have the man here. Honestly, I like the his old man face a little better, but I already have so many albums with faces on it that I'm like, honestly, I need to relax. And this one looks good. It was like $30. Pretty cool.
This is I, by Bon Iver. And I really like the whole design of this album is really cool. And I only found this album because it got nominated for the Grammy for Album of the Year. And I have this thing where I like to listen to all the albums, even if I don't know what it is. So I listened to this and I was like, yo, this is good. I really liked it. But it like slides out and like part of the cover like also just becomes this now.
Weird. Yeah, I've never seen this before.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that collaborated on this. And when you open it, it shows all of them, I believe. So this is my Solar Power.
Mwah.
Aged like a fine wine. Don't care what people say.
And which color did you get for this one?
I don't remember. We're going to find out together. I believe it's like the hot orange one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this orangey.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, it's cool. It's awesome. It's solar power. It looks like the sun.
It does look like the sun.
Like, I don't want brown. Like, that's not solar power to me.
Well, funny you say that. This is my solar power. I have a slit that happened here. There was some, I don't know what happened. I probably f***ed it up when I opened it. But I actually have the brown one. Same exact thing. I just like it because
Actually, it's nice.
it looks like a really nice brown. When I saw it online, I was like, it's just a really clean brown. It's just a very gorgeous color that, even though I did like the blue, I did like the orange, this felt a little more unique in a weird way. And I was like, it just stuck with me a little more. But yeah, I have the same thing as you. Solar Power, I've talked about this album a lot. I will continue to talk about it in a lot of different videos. Ha! Ski Mask, the Slump God, Stokeley, his first album after a lot of mixtapes. This cover is a big meme. I like it a lot.
I like it.
He's a funny man. Standard black, you can see this is like nearly illegible, but I still like it. It's just kind of a standard like 2018 late SoundCloud era stuff. Great artist, very unique name.
Okay, we're gonna go through my quick Lana Del Rey collection. Born
Classic.
to Die.
An essential. Many people have this vinyl.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best-selling vinyls of all time, I think.
Great cover too.
Great cover too. Next I have Ultraviolence. And let me tell you, maybe the best Lana album for me.
Wow.
I don't think it is. It's in top 3. There's an Urban Outfitters exclusive of this album that's like her thigh with like a ripped jeans and like long nails. And it's so cool. And I've always wanted it, and it got repressed recently and I missed it and it's sold out. Everybody wants it. But I have the standard black Ultraviolence, and I think this cover is really cool. Next, I have one of my favorites of all time. Unfortunately, everybody's gonna be like, you're so basic, but I don't care. This album's awesome.
No, it's really good.
It's Norman Rockwell, bro.
Yeah, this is my favorite Lana album.
It's
by far.
objectively her best album, in my opinion. I wanted the Lime. They didn't have it at the time. It was so hard to get this in 2019.
I love this gradient.
Yes. And I think there's
Yes.
I think there's just pictures of boats. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just pictures of boats and stuff. No Lana. No Lana Banana.
Some shit you'd see in my grandma's house too.
Yeah, and then it's just black. And then last but certainly not least, I didn't even like this album that much.
Why'd you get it?
Because I like the cover.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about this, how much you like the cover. It's so different from the cover that she did have, and if you flip it, like you can see, that was
the kind of vibe they were going for.
Which is weird that she did this cover.
It's okay. It's not that Chemtrails is bad. I don't want to say that because it's good. There's some bangers on here. I'm a white dress stan. I don't know what word I was looking for, but all my friends hate white dress, and I will die on this hill. Good song. But also, I think this is red.
What?
I think it's a red vinyl. It's red, yes.
Whoa. That is it's like almost a red orange.
Yeah, it's a Target exclusive.
Oh my God.
That's what we get for living. I live so close to Target. I have a lot of Target exclusives.
Do you think it's red because it's a Target exclusive?
Sometimes I do. Like they did a Fearless Taylor's version pressing at Target, and it's red. It's a red disc. They did a Folklore disc, and it's red. Nobody wants Folklore on red.
That's really bad.
Target, take notes if you're watching.
Okay, random, but I have the Cher record. Gypsys,
wow.
What's it called? Gypsys, Tramps, and Thieves. I found this with my beautiful girlfriend in Maryland. We just walked into a random antique store, and I saw this, and I was like, this is cool and
This is
scary.
a cool cover.
Yeah, it's really cool. She looks amazing, especially back here. And I didn't even listen to it, but I was like, I want to buy it. I went to the store and I was like, hey, how much is it? And they're like, let me look up online how much they're selling it for. And I was like, what the f***?
That's
I was like, what do you mean? I was like, just let me buy it. Why are you, like, she was checking the prices online. That's not what you do.
You told me the story,
Yeah.
right?
I was like, you're lucky I'm still going to buy this shit. And I was like, I see them for 30. That's what I was like, because I was like.
But it's used.
Listen, bro.
Is it rare?
It's a little rare. I mean, I don't know if this is a original pressing. I didn't bring it with me because it was just a black pressing. But I was like, that story, I should have gotten this for $5. Anyway, it's good. Sounds like some just like some classic American folk. The best mixtape of 2022, CAPRISONGS. This is a great cover. I like the time of day that was going on in the background. You could tell it is like 8 p.m. The sun is already set, but it's still somehow bright. They keep saying that this is a mixtape. This is not an album. This is a mixtape, but it's so good. It doesn't. I don't know why they're calling it a mixtape. I mean, it's at a lower quality. It's so good.
If anybody here knows me, they know I am the little monster. That is my shit. I love that woman as much as I love Taylor Swift. But she's my OG. Don't make that face.
Go crazy.
So this is a repressing of the Fame Monster.
This is amazing.
But the cool thing is it's like a box set almost.
Yeah.
I have the Fame and the Fame Monster separately.
Insane.
But I wanted just like a new, fresh, because they're so old. It's one of the first vinyls I had. I had it as a kid. I didn't take good care of it. It started to skip. I also have the Fame Monster picture disc. I wanted like Fame Monster on just like standard vinyl. I think it's gray. So it comes with the Fame, I think on like a baby blue. And it comes in this like nice, good quality cardboard box. So it's like the Fame, and you open it up and it's got this classic fucking pic. And it's in like a paper sleeve. I really do hate a paper sleeve.
I'm fine with it.
Whatever, but I'd prefer it to be like with pictures and stuff. But it's like this clear Coke bottle.
Interesting.
Aqua blue.
Why do you think they chose that?
Because it's like pop art.
Okay.
And they love pop music. And it's all about the Fame. Beautiful.
It looks super green.
Yeah. It's like this side, when you look at it this way. Yeah, when you're looking at it with the light coming through, it's so much nicer. I feel like if I took my flashlight and I went like this, you would see what I'm talking about. Anyway,
and then we have this.
This is, so it's not the cover that is here. It's the cover that's here.
I've never seen this.
And this is the alternate cover. This is the cover that they put when they just have the EP, when they have just the Fame Monster without the Fame on it. So if you buy the deluxe CD, it has this like white bob, which I like better than this one, honestly. But this album cover is like, I think what she was going for was like yin and yang. So like there's the white and then there's like the black. So there's like the good and the bad or something like that. And it comes with this gray disc that is so nice. It's like clay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's sexy.
Very nice.
Imperial by Denzel Curry. This is his 2016 album. This is like right before he was on XXL's freshman list. And it was weird because at the time he was like kind of the odd one out in the freshman list. He was almost like a little like lyrical and just like it did fit in with like your Little Yachty's or your Kodaks or your Uzis. But this album, it is great. It feels like 2016 to me. Honestly, it's not his best album at all, but it's a very solid body of work. He's a very consistent artist, and if you've liked anything he's made before, you're gonna like this. Kanye's first album, this is also something that is nearly a 10 out of 10 for me. It is a great, great album. One funny thing about it is that not all the songs are on here, or all the skits. Like, none of the skits are here. It just starts off with We Don't Care, so like the intro isn't even there, and then it goes, Graduation Day is there, which is kind of a skit. It's so weird what they do. And Last Call is on here, and Last Call is like a 9-minute track. Side B of one of these records is just mostly one song. It is really weird. There's a lot left out on it, but this album is amazing. It's like the M.I.A. one for me. When I first heard it, I was like, it sounded like it could have came out yesterday. But also, like, you see how he's always been so consistent in like being able to bring people together and have like a good taste of good verses and good creatives to like just make something that he couldn't on his own. Do you want to just do the Taylor run now?
Let's do a fat ass Taylor run.
All right.
Oh my god, it's so heavy that it's actually weighing me down.
It's time for the Taylor
fast.
thing. Let's show all the sides. Like, look at how much we have here.
And this isn't even all of them.
This is, I'm guessing each of these are at least $40 each. Look at how much money you've spent on this.
Hey, it's an expensive hobby. Some of these were gifts too.
Okay, good.
A lot of them though. I have all of the 1989 Taylor's versions. Let's get through this quickly.
Insane.
I've got the blue one. I'm very big on collectors. This is my favorite Taylor album. I had to get it all the versions. This is good. I believe this might be the Target edition, but there's like this Polaroid-esque thing going on. Very beachy. The album used to be very like New York City vibes and kind of beachy, but this feels very LA to me, and I kind of miss when it was more New York City, and that's fine.
Fire.
Next, we've got Speak Now, Taylor's version. Slept on this album for a while. I was always like a pop Taylor Swift stan, and then I listened to her country stuff after, and I was like, this shit fucks. It's not super country, it's more pop rock, but it slams. It's good.
It was like it was the last album before Red, right? And
right. Then Red came out after
and
Speak
it was a little
Now.
more pop.
Very pretty interior design. There's a big kind of like prologue. I like that she does this for all her albums.
Oh,
she
yeah,
gives you
that's
like
cool.
a little background and like the thought process and like her like kind of like retrospect on the album now that it's being re-released. Now I have all 4 Midnights variants, and the cool thing about this,
my God.
and you'll see this in the, what's it called? You'll see this in the probably the close-up, but the backs make a clock when they get all together.
Oh, we should put them together.
We'll put them together for the close-up. But I'm going to show off this one specifically because this is my favorite cover, but it's also because it's signed
What?
by Taylor herself. Here it is.
Yo.
So it's signed by Taylor Swift. She got a little heart on it. It's very cute, very cool. So this is one of my more like special vinyls.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because this just won Album of the Year at the Grammys. And that's fine. Very happy for her.
How'd she sign it?
She signed it with her arm.
But where'd you get it?
No, it probably
It came from her web store.
Yeah, web store. Probably do it in a way where someone like pulls it immediately. Like
She's just like,
yeah. She's like, this one I hope goes to a nice Italian boy.
name and address withheld. Okay, this is such a good album. One of my top 3s for Taylor.
Shitty cover though.
No, I love this cover. You stop it. This is Red Taylor's version. Really cool cover. Love it. This is red pressing. It's the only one I'm going to pull out and show.
Okay.
And it's a Target red. So it's just red. It's just a plain old red. I've got Fearless. This is one of the later ones I got. I took forever to get it. It's a golden pressing. It's a trifold.
Oh,
This is my favorite of actually the discs. I think the color is super cool because you would never guess what it is, but it feels so right. Do you want to guess what color it is?
Orange.
No, you'll see. It's so cool. This album is very like holidays to me. It's very Christmas time.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what the disc is giving.
Oh no.
What do you think it is?
Green.
It's green, but it's like an oak, not oak, it's like a dark green. It's really nice. I really like it.
Oh. It's like the SZA one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have that too. We'll get into that. And my folklore one is kind of mid, I must admit. I got it from the web store. It's cool. There's so many folklore alt covers. I think there's 7 or 8 of them.
This cover is so
But it's such a beautiful
good.
cover. And this album is so pandemic.
We talked about this during the pop album cover
covers,
tier
our
list,
first
but like
video.
you're right. This is a spectacular cover. I really like this, and it's good that I like this album a lot. I really do think this album is a great one. I don't care for the
And I think my favorite like fun fact or like Easter egg about them being sister albums is that the back cover of Folklore is like the front cover of Evermore.
Oh,
And the back cover of Evermore is like the front cover of Folklore.
Solange is A Seat at a Table. Another, like, I love just album covers with faces on them. It's just, I something about it. This sounds amazing on this pressing. It's so clean, and it's got some cool little art. I like how it's like, almost like, just like, hey, listen to stuff like this, but like the interludes are like kind of spaced out, as in like, it goes to 4 and you don't even feel like you have to listen to this song, but this song bleeds perfectly into Mad. It's great. Such a clean album. I think I prefer it over the other one.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's just...
Yeah, this is like a cult classic, I think.
Yeah, and it's pretty timeless. Rodeo. This one you will see a lot with him as the action figure with the truck on the white background. This is such a better album cover. This is literally like he could have done this just as himself, and it would just be like, okay. But making a toy out of yourself and making it the branding behind the album is so good. This back cover is a little disgusting. I mean, like, look at that face. Look at that disgusting face.
Oh my god.
But like, it's the vibe. Rodeo, potentially still his best album, but like some serious talks need to happen about Travis Scott, because this album is great, Astroworld is great, and Utopia is pretty good. I think Utopia is the weakest one there, but like, he is proven to be pretty f***ing consistent, and I think just 1 or 2 more albums might cement that legendary status.
This one is a gift from the Grace Pamela. She's my bestie boo behind the cam, and she gave this to me as a gift after we finished making one of her movies. Let's get into the interior. It's got this grainy cardboard kind of finish. It's really nice.
This looks crazy.
Yes. Monami has some insane design, and it came with this cool book too, I think. It did.
A book?
A book of pictures and lyrics, I think. Yeah, it's got like such a fucking wicked design. So cool.
Whoa. She's just got her ass out.
Yeah, it's like fragmented and like, it's cool.
Again, ass is out.
I like the long nails.
I didn't even notice she had long nails.
Let's talk about Dirty Computer by Janelle Monáe. This cover is awesome. This album is awesome. It's so good. And I discovered this album along with Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour. They were both up for Album of the year they were nominated. And I was just like, I've never really listened to Janelle Monáe. Let me check her out. Some good shit on here. If you haven't listened to Dirty Computer, go listen to it now. Tony Bennett, Lady Gaga's Love for Sale. This was Tony Bennett's last album, and I think it's really nice that it ended with this really like personal and like fun record. And he did this while he was suffering with Alzheimer's. And I just think it's so powerful that like the mind can remember music, but forget such also like important details about like your wife or her name or parts of your life, but you don't forget the songs that you learn. I think there's just something really cool about that. There's like this like cut and paste scrapbook, kind of like pastel tone they went with this album. And I think they just captured the both of them really nicely.
Another Denzel Curry, potentially his best album. I think my favorite album from him, Taboo. He was really trying to find himself like conceptually and develop something. It's an album that slowly gets darker as it goes on. Pretty easy concept, and the art I really like. This one's cool. It's like
nice.
Pink, and I think these are some black balloons. I love Vengeance on this with Zillikami and JPEG Mafia. You get like kind of like the metal, like dark metal rap in there with like some experimental stuff. Sirens is great. It has a secret Billie Eilish feature on there that's just unfeatured. Yeah, it's like her with background vocals right before she blew up. This whole thing is so good, and it ends with Black Metal Terrorist, which is like the hardest song on this album. It was really great when it came out. I still like it a lot, and look at that.
Oh, that's like a oh, you ever have like the
Häagen-Dazs?
You ever got the Häagen-Dazs white chocolate raspberry truffle ice cream? It's exactly what it looks like.
Oh my god.
If I could name that pressing, I'd call it white chocolate raspberry truffle.
I would call it a bowling ball. It looks like a bowling ball.
It does look like a bowling ball. You're so right. Okay, let's talk about Casey Musgraves. I'm a big Casey Musgraves guy. Once I heard her album, again, same time around Dirty Computer, I was like, this shit's fucking gas. I love Golden Hour. This is the debut album by Casey. It's the same trailer, different park, but this is the 10th anniversary limited edition Zoetrope pressing. So when you put it, you ever go to the Museum of Moving Image?
No, but okay. I know how.
Okay, you know in film history where like the horse goes and it animates? It's the same energy with this, but it's a dandelion, and when you spin it and it's spinning and you put like your phone camera looking through it or something,
okay.
it shows the dandelion like blossoming and then going back.
Oh, that's
and then the other
great.
side is arrows and they're like going back and forth.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there's like a song called Dandelion and there's a song called Follow Your Arrow. This album is like witty, funny, clever, like a masterclass in songwriting, in my opinion. I think it's really cool. Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves.
Great cover.
Great cover, great album. Space Cowboy, High Horse, Slow Burn, Butterflies. I could go on, but let me not. Pretty clean design, and it's like a clear vinyl, which I think is so Golden Hour. It's the only pressing I think I've seen of this album, and I wanted it on vinyl so bad. And I remember during the Grammy season, it was coming up, and I was like, I need this album on vinyl. And I was at Target, and they said it was out of stock, and I was so sad. Then I'm looking in the vinyl section, all of a sudden,
whoa,
there was one hiding in the back, and I was like, this was God shining the Golden Hour on me.
So it's like kind of a blue clear.
It's like a blue clear, yeah.
Sky.
It's so Golden Hour.
That's cool. Yeah, this album is really good. I can never really connect to country too much, but her voice is
so
too
easy.
amazing, and it's so easy to connect.
It's a very easy listening album. Like, it doesn't require much thought. You just sit and listen.
This I want to talk about, and you have the same one, Magdalene. Magdalene is a disgustingly dark album, disgustingly depressing, and I adore it. It is so good, and it's the best interpretation of a kind of dark sadness that has connected with me the most. It just feels so raw, so real, and I love the layers behind it. The most disturbing album cover ever. This is Demon, and I love it for that.
Snake.
The snake is cool. This is crazy.
So weird.
So weird. I have a video or two about this album. It's great, and you have it too. Didn't open this because I found it in Chicago for $19. And I was like, that is amazing. This album is worth, I would spend $30 on it, but...
I'll show you the interior real quick, because I have one that's open. Pretty cool. I was really late to this as a game. I listened to Control like 4 or 5 years late, and it's so good.
Control is fantastic.
Amazing.
I have this vinyl too, but I decided to keep it at home because I didn't want to bring it here. It is great.
Yeah, it's got like this tone to it that's so...
It's so lush.
Awesome.
That's how I describe it.
Like
it's
Doves in the Wind. When you say lush, that's what I think of. Or Supermodel, or like Love Galore, or Drew Barrymore is my favorite song on the album. I love that song. Gardens, Say It Like That.
And then
the interior
is great. I love this photo.
Cool. Yeah, and then there's like this like green see-through kind of like aqua.
Very similar to I forget what album was like this.
Evermore?
Oh, Evermore, yeah.
Yeah.
Very lush, gorgeous. I love this album. This album is fantastic.
Very good. And then Carrying On, which just got snubbed as of today. It's February 6th.
Right after the Grammys.
Right after the Grammys of 2024. This got snubbed for Album of the Year. You guys know I love Taylor Swift. But SOS was the Album of the Year for me, at least. But they really fudged this pressing. And I'm so freaking pissed off. Because why is it zoomed in? The cool thing about the cover was that it was so pulled out and you saw the long diving board.
There's gotta be a way of...
No.
That's
It's the only pressing so far. If it gets repressed, I'll consider buying it again. I'll give this to my brother. My brother is a really big SZA fan now. So maybe I'll pass this down to him. But it's like a pretty... And like, I don't know if you've seen the photo shoot for this album, but there's like a second like kind of vibe, and it was like her in like mud and like this cool outfit, and she's like covered in mud.
I've seen this,
it's so cool. It's like the back
ass
cover. Yeah. And there's like not much going on. There's just like another picture of her in a different pair of shoes. And for such a good iconic album, it's just, it really put her on the map. I wish they would have done a more special pressing. I wish it was a gatefold, but it's just a black standard vinyl. Not even blue. Come on, guys. Do better.
Speaking of a top dog artist, or a previous top dog artist, we got Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City. Not my favorite Kendrick album. I think T-Pap is miles ahead of it. I don't actually have T-Pap. I got this, funny story, because I thought it was going to be the original cover with like the 3 dudes and Kendrick as a baby. It like said it was going to be, and then it was this deluxe version, which, I mean, it's fine, but like that cover I prefer so much more than the car that he grew up in. Even though it's the car he grew up in, it's still cool. I've never played it yet because it's still in the wrapping paper. I got pissed when I came in and I was like, this isn't the one I ordered, but it's all good. This album is spectacular. Kendrick is a once-in-a-lifetime artist, and I'm just excited to see what he does next in 5 years. DS2 from Future, 2015. This looks so bad when you look up close.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It is not in detail. You can see this looks so much better, just this like little font, than anything here. This album is so of its time, and it's insane, the energy of this album. Future is kind of insane how consistent he's proven to be, because even when this came out, he was in his 30s, and now he's like nearing the 40s, and he's still putting out bangers that can connect with like a young audience. The branding of this album is really cool. You got all this shit right here. You got the album date that it came out in. This was record store day vinyl too.
Wow, is there anything special about it?
Yes, it is colored in a very, very interesting blue.
Ooh.
It's
It's like thick blue.
thick, like
It's not opaque.
fake blue. It's like Gatorade.
Yeah. To keep the momentum going on record store day, I think I'm gonna show off one of my only record store day pickups, and it's only because it's such an important album to me because it came out to this album. And this is Chromatica by Lady Gaga. Record store day highlighter yellow pressing. I think the
God.
disc could have been a different color.
Oh.
I'll take the highlighter yellow because I will buy anything this woman presses. This is one of my favorite album covers of all time. It's so detailed.
Yeah, we can see how the light bounces are kind of.
Yeah, you see it
reflects
on
off
like
these
the
parts.
actual sign, the sine wave. That's what it is.
Let's open it up.
Let's open. It's a trifold. You want to open it up with me?
Yeah.
The interior design is so cool.
Interior design.
It's a sign,
It's a sign.
and then when you open it up, it just shows you like the world of Chromatica guts.
Oh my god, this is kind of gross. I kind of like it, and this is
Yeah.
all textured too.
Yes.
This must have been expensive.
It was 48 or 49.
Whoa, okay, that's
not
not-
bad.
not bad.
But I actually will unpack. This is my favorite vinyl that I own, so I'm gonna in depth
Yeah,
go over
go-
why it is that.
Go crazy.
So in this first sleeve, it's like this big ass booklet. It's huge, and there's so many like awesome pictures. We can do the close-up, so I'm just gonna show you it here. But it's just so like rich. I look at it and I'm like, this vibe that they set up for her was so cool. And you even get like lyrics too, and some really great photos. And then in the middle sleeve,
I would love something like this with an artist that I
really like. I got
yeah.
so lucky because she
Yeah.
never really attends to the fans with this kind of shit. I feel like this is the first time I felt like something was really purposefully crafted with care for the fans. Even like the sleeve is a cool design. And then this is the highlighter yellow vinyl, which I'm not in love with, but
I get why they did it. Yeah,
It's
I'm not in
cool.
love with it either. Tennis ball.
yeah, now you made it even worse for me. Thank you. But here's the creme of the crop for me.
Okay.
It came with a zine. A zine? What
the
the fuck they call it? It's like a magazine.
Oh.
It's so cool. And I don't touch it because it bleeds. So you can see it already. I don't like to touch it because I don't want to
Whoa.
f it up, so I'm gonna touch it softly. But it's like a magazine. Chromatica was like a world.
Whoa,
Before
wait,
the
wait.
pandemic came out,
So
it came around.
was this things that like they used to put in old records?
I don't know.
Because it feels like why does it leak like that?
I don't know. But it's got like these cool photos, and like this was a concept album. So there was like a whole world with tribes, and the pandemic kind of derailed the concept of the album. Because there was like a world, like the foothills, North Chromatica. Like Chromatica was a planet, you know, Mother's Peak, North Chromatica. It's like very cool. There was like a map of Chromatica. So it's like Desert of Kindness, Enigma Forest, Babylon is the result of beauty emerging from tragedy. Thousands of years ago, when Mother's Peak erupted, the discharge mixed with the salt water from the bay and turned Babylon into a glazed jade-like ruin.
What does it mean? The lore.
We don't know because we never dived into the detail, and it was abandoned because of the pandemic.
Sucks.
So we don't really know, but they gave it to us anyway. So for $50, you're getting like so much cool
Yeah, this is cool.
content. Before this came out, it was only like a clear plastic sleeve with like this milky
Yeah, I
white
remember that.
vinyl, and I was
I see
like,
that
"Are
now.
you kidding me?
Uh-huh.
That cover is so beautiful. You better blow it up on vinyl."
Yep.
And
And they
damn,
did.
sure they did. Thank God, because it's such a beautiful cover.
Thank God.
The end.
This is a funny one. I have a bootlegged
Ooh.
Life of Pablo.
Oh my God.
This Life of Pablo, I think Kanye stated is never going to be produced in a physical way. So someone bootlegged this, and you can see all these photos are not on the actual cover.
Yeah.
I don't wait. This one actually
That one
might be
is.
the
These
one.
two
But
are.
the funny thing about this record is that it's the only bootlegged album I have, but it's a little fucked, and you can tell. Now it's colored, which is really
wow.
interesting. I didn't expect to. I think the record is a little warped because it kind of skips at points. The first time I played it. Now it's a bootlegged record. It's the best you're gonna get, but Life of Pablo is my second favorite Kanye record. It is spectacular. I had to have some kind of version of this. It's just weird. It's kind of a novelty that I
it's
have
like
it,
it's
but
very unique.
the Slipknot 1999 self-titled debut record.
Whoa.
This is one that I grew up with. This is such an iconic kind of group and image that I always like was never scared by and just entranced by. A little bit of context of these guys. They all technically don't have names, these characters, like they have numbers on them. So this guy's like number 6. That's number 1. I think he's I forget. I don't think it's their best. I think Iowa is a little better. Just scary, cool shit.
Creepy.
And something is that it looks kind of delicious. It's kind of that tennis ball thing. I do not know why it's yellow.
See, we've
But-
both been burned.
But like, there's gotta be a reason. There's gotta be a reason.
Well,
And-
yellow, they say the color is the color when you see it enough makes you feel like you're going insane.
Oh.
Maybe that's why. Let's brighten the mood and let's do a little Carly Rae Jepsen segment. I've got 3 Carly Rae Jepsen vinyls.
It's funny because people who listen to Slipknot probably listen to Carly Rae too. Like, it's very adjacent. Like,
Starting with one of the greatest pop records of all time. It's a cult classic. This is Emotion by Carly Rae Jepsen. It's just the sleeve.
something that could have been in a different world, like the biggest album of the year.
Yeah, it's the album of the year for me for this year at least. Maybe one of them. I don't remember what year this came out. 2014? 13?
15, I believe. Maybe.
I never really looked at the interior design for this. It's a little cheap, but I do like it, and I believe it's just black.
This is a cute photo.
It is. But such a good record. Next, Emotions B-side.
Oh my god, insane.
Which is just as good as Emotion.
Which is
nasty,
crazy. Yeah.
wicked, so good. Oh my god. First time, banger. Higher, banger. The One, cute. Fever, banger. 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 Funny banger. Sad banger. And then this
got
is
this
Dedicated, which is just almost as good as Emotion. I think it aged pretty well though. Like, so many good songs. Julian, banger.
One of my favorite records here. This is Little Sims. What is this album called again?
Gray Area.
Gray Area, correct. Thank you. How did you know that and I didn't?
Someone said.
Me. Little Sims is one of my favorite artists. I think she's amazing. I can see her inspirations and she wears them on her chest, on her sleeve, or whatever that phrase is. And she is so good. I saw her live just recently. It was a great show. Cool little centerfold. And the best part about this is dun 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 dun. The white is so sexy to me. When I first got this, I was like, oh, it looks so
I
good.
don't think I have a white vinyl like that. Maybe I do. I don't think I do. But it's so nice.
Yeah, it's
clean.
so clean. And Gray Area, I don't think Gray Area is her best record, but it is such a solid record. It was the first one that I heard from her. She is great.
This is Beyonce, self-titled. Do I think it's great? Yes, but it's not as good as I always remembered it being. But there's a nostalgia factor for this one. It felt like it took over the world when I was like a kid. It's the reason why albums are released on Fridays instead of Tuesdays now. Yeah, instead of New Music
They used to be
Fridays,
released on Tuesday.
it was New Music Tuesdays.
I didn't know that.
You would buy a record at Target on Tuesday. Very weird. That's used to be the standard in the industry. And when she surprise dropped on Friday, Fridays were the new Tuesdays. And I think that's really iconic. And I think this is the album that really solidified Beyonce as Beyonce. She already was Beyonce with like Single Ladies and Halo, but this put her on legend status, I believe. She really changed the game with this one. And it's really good, great record. And it was a visual album. We had never really had something like that by a modern artist, I want to say. And I think she really normalized it. Comes with this like really cool, rich photo book of ass. Not just ass, but some really beautiful pictures for each song. I got this recently. I paid 100
Crazy.
buckaroos for this.
Oh
but
my
when you
God.
see what it comes with, you're gonna go, it should be like 300. It's so good. And it's limited edition, and it's numbered, which I don't have anything that's numbered. So it's one of the cooler things that I've got in my collection.
It's a box set.
It is, it's a box set. There's only 10,000.
So 3 albums in here.
3 albums. These are her first 3 albums, and it was a good excuse to press all 3 of them again, because each album had like a special thing happen. One of the boys,
And it's all the black hair era.
yes, one of the boys had its 15th anniversary. It's one of my prettiest vinyls for sure. Each of them is such a beautiful pressing. The pressing is like baby blue cloud sky.
Let's do this.
It's
Nice.
so pretty. It's so one of the boys. They really aced this pressing. And it comes with a 7-inch disc of 2 bonus tracks off the album. One that had not been released until the 15th anniversary came out this summer. It's called A Cup of Coffee, and it's a great track. This is Teenage Dream.
Great cover.
This was one of my first albums I ever bought. I love this album. It's aged a bit. It sounds very 2010, but that's why I love it, and I come back to it every summer. This is what summer sounds like to me. Some great songs on here. It broke many records. It tied a record with Michael Jackson, most #1s on an album ever. It's got 5 #1s. Some really pretty pictures of Katie, and I like the lyric design sheet, but the true cherry on top is the peppermint swirl pressing.
Whoa! Oh
Tell
yeah.
me that's not fucking sick.
It's pretty good.
Prism had its 10-year anniversary, so that's why they repressed this one. Another underrated album. It's all right.
Is it? I think it's pretty properly rated. I mean, it's got big hits.
It's got some
on
big hits. It's got 2 big hits.
Birthday?
No. Birthday was the start of her downfall, if anybody was wondering.
Whoa.
That was the
you
first.
Don't like that song?
No, it's great, but that was where the GP was kind of just like,
Oh yeah.
I don't like Katy Perry anymore, and then she never really went big after that. It was a shame. The pictures are really cool. It came with like a photo book with unreleased photos of like nature shots, but this one has like this firework splatter.
Fuck.
It's really nice.
Okay. Interesting.
And it's got the bonus tracks and everything, so it's like everything you'd want from the first 3 Katy Perry albums put in a box set for $100. Now tell me it's not worth it. This is Witness. They call this the flop album. If you don't like it, you're tasteless.
It's a bad album cover.
Go talk to the wall. No, it's not. Hot take.
Yes, it is.
I may have said that in the video, but I did it just to appease the audience. But I think it's such a cool design. It's underrated. There's some nice songs on here. And I think this is just a black pressing. Yeah, and it's got like this eyeball, whatever.
I don't mind the eyeball pressing thing. That's kind of cool.
No, it is. It's cool. It's cool.
I kind of mind it when it's in her fucking mouth.
She looks like a sad clown.
Yeah. Well, you want to talk about sad clowns?
I forgot this album came out.
Yeah, and a lot of people did, but you know what?
It's probably gonna be rare. Because when is this shit gonna get pressed again?
I don't know.
Kevin, please move this way. You look so tiny.
But, oh, I lied! I have a white pressing. It's like a cream pie pressing.
Yeah!
I think the album is mid. That doesn't mean it's bad, it's just in the middle. It's whatever. There's some nice tracks on it. Never Really Over, one of the best pop tracks of her career.
Oh yeah, that one's good. Kids See Ghosts. This is another record store day vinyl. I think they had a standard release, and the only thing that's different with this is it's got this nice pink thing. Pink translucent, shiny.
You've got such pretty vinyls.
I know.
I waited a really long time for this album to get pressed. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. It is my favorite album cover of all time, I want to say. Anti by Rihanna. I think this cover is sick. I think it's awesome. You can touch the braille. You could really read that if you knew how to read braille with your finger. I have the original pressing of Urban Outfitters. It's like this white vinyl, and I have it wrapped and framed on my wall because it's very rare and I love it very much. But this is the red pressing from Target, and it's got this like translucent red pressing.
Ooh, yeah, that's a nice one. I like that red. That is a rich blood red.
Yes, and the album is awesome too. Great album.
It's a great album.
Melodrama by Lorde. This is what summer sounds like to me. This is what being 16 sounds like to me. I love this album.
I have the standard here. If you're familiar with this channel, you know that I have 4 copies of this album. Funny, haha. I got this one and I was like, oh wait, there's a deluxe. And then I had to get the deluxe. The biggest difference is, switch it. Look, yours is handwritten, mine is not.
Oh, wow, I never realized that.
That's the only reason I brought this. Because I was like, look at that, isn't that cool? To talk about this album, it's good. I like it a lot. It's really good. The standard just comes with this, with a black vinyl, and it also comes with one little poster that I don't have with me right now. But the deluxe comes with a lot
like a
more
bunch of these like little pictures and stuff. Comes with this cool art.
Cool art, and then
cool art,
you
and then
can
it's
see
got a blue pressing.
rich blue. That is such a nice rich blue.
And then the back is her face coming out of the swimming pool.
Very scary face. Very scary.
This album is so insane.
This album is great.
So good. My vinyl skips. Can you believe that?
Oh, you're.
I know, and I got it at Newberry Comics at the mall.
Love Newberry. That's f***ed up.
No, their vinyls are shit. They're always fucking cracked.
But they have a lot of big
Weird,
selection.
rare
for
shit though.
That's what
I like. I like their
M.I.A.
selection, but their quality is not as good as I'd like it to be.
I actually do not have pure heroin. I don't know why, but I'm always like, whenever I see it, it's like $35. And for the cover, this cover isn't worth $35. If I ever saw it for like $20, it's worth it, but like 35, come on. This is Hounds of Love, Kate Bush. I am just recently getting into Kate Bush, and this album is so good. It's the one that has Running Up the Hills, Running Up That Hill on it, and I still have it in this plastic. Every Kate Bush record has recently just been repressed. You can see it's got like some nice, I don't know, it's a little reflective right here. It's a little glossy. This back photo is great. Pretty good.
Wow, this is pretty disc.
Pretty disc. What do you think about this, Grace?
Pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I think she's a great artist, and I'm excited to see or listen to more albums from her. Great record.
Let's talk about Caroline Polachek, and it's real quick because she's really only got 2 albums under the name Caroline Polachek.
Yes, and I have both of these too. I got these 2. I remember when I was looking for Pang before A Desire came out, and before Pang got repressed, and it was like $80 for like an olive version, and I was like, and then it got repressed. I'm like, I
have it on black.
Yeah.
Pang is really pretty. It comes with this like huge poster. It's just a black vinyl. My album of the year for 2023.
Hey.
I love this record. It's so good. And I waited months for this record to get to my house.
Yeah, tell us.
I ordered it in January. I got it in November. So it took a whole year to make its way to me. This is one of my favorite album covers as well. I think it's really cool.
That's a cool album.
It's like this melted coppery vinyl.
Ooh, yeah, look at that. That is
this what yours looks like?
I haven't opened mine yet.
Oh, yeah, but this is what it looks like.
This is
like
really rich.
It looks like gooey, melted copper.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
The last one I'm going to show off today is my album of 2022, Cindy, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. Love this album. It is such a good color. This black on yellow is amazing. It's such an interesting little design. She looks so tiny here, like with the Cher perspective and everything.
Right.
Back here we got some red. This album sounds amazing on vinyl. It is so good. I can't praise this album like any more than I already do. One thing I do not like is that we got fucking Mr. and Mrs. McDonald's here, and it's
oh my gosh,
and it's like a little off.
It is.
Like, something
that
happened.
was a choice.
Yeah, I don't think it panned out exactly what they wanted to with this. I see what they were trying to do, but if it was split right down the middle, it'd be pretty cool. But I think something with how they have to do it, they have to, like, dip it. So I think what they did is, like, they just dipped it and then f***ed up and were like, God damn it. And
the yellow definitely went first, then the red went on top.
Yeah, but you know what?
You know, it would have been nice, like a yellow and a purple. Very Wario, but like very... But yellow and purple would have looked nice. It would have matched your pants on the cover.
Oh, yeah. Wario.
And I'm going to wrap up here with one of my favorite albums of the 2020s, Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. This is a very sad album, but it really captured like what it felt like to be... I don't know, how old was I? 18 during the peak of the pandemic. This album, I discovered it then. And this got me through like so many sad winters and just like carried me through that. And I think this album is like a relic of its time now because of that, for me at least. I always think of that time in my life when I hear it, and it makes it hard for me to actually listen to a lot of the tracks on here because of that. Mm-hmm. I don't like to listen to the songs individually on here, besides Kyoto. I like to listen to it as like a whole body. I think it's nice. But the story is, I actually went to the old Rough Trade in Williamsburg. Mm-hmm. And they had I know it's so bad now, the record store by Rockwell Center. Yeah. But I went there, I drove there during the pandemic. I really wanted the Rough Trade does this thing every year where they do a pressing of their top 10 albums. Mm-hmm. They do like an exclusive Rough Trade pressing, and I think Punisher was their number 2 album of the year, and they pressed it on this like moony, like dark green alien sky vinyl. Uh-huh. And there was like no pressings left. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Weird.
And I called Rough Trade and I was like, do you guys have like your pressing of Punisher left? And they're like, no, I have one, but we can't hold it for you because we're not allowed. I was like, I'm coming right now. He was like, I'll hold it for you. I was like, yes. So I drove to Brooklyn and I got this vinyl. And you can't really tell.
Oh.
But it's so cool.
I like that a lot. That is... It's like it's stormy.
You can't see it on the screen, but in the light, it's very nice.
Do you have your phone? I'll shine through it.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you see, how is it catching on camera?
Hey, let's.
See it?
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I like it a lot. That's great.
Yeah, and there's some really great tracks on here. Like Garden Song is awesome. Kyoto is great.
So we got more albums, and we could talk about more, but
Forever.
I'm gonna think we're gonna keep it there. Eventually, we can make a sequel. Eventually, but that's that. That's that.